Here's a little song I wrote. I want to sing it, not from note. Don't worry, be happy. Be happy now. Don't worry, be happy now. Welcome to the Facilitation Impact Awards. Here are your hosts, Jeff London and Farah Ismail.
Thank you, Val. And yeah, indeed, no worries here.
This is a time to be happy.
And we are so happy to be celebrating organizations who've made an outstanding impact through facilitation.
And these awards go to organizations run by people who have faith in participation, collaboration, and the power of facilitation.
This year, we have a whole new lineup, presenters, and another impressive portfolio of awardees.
And soon you will be hearing from these very talented folks about what they've achieved in business and society, mental health and education, the environment and government.
With interest from all around the world, guess who I got a postcard from?
Give me a clue, Jeff.
Someone in Australia. We were together when we were all on the board in Malaysia a couple years back. The most solution-oriented person we've got in a leadership at IAF. Quiet leader, unassuming, gets things done.
It has to be Julia.
Yeah. Julia Donahue.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Farah. Great to see you.
Hey, Julia.
We're so impressed with what you've been shaping in your two roles, Julia. What's your leadership secret?
No secret for this audience. It's about mobilising people. As a volunteer-run association, everything we do needs to touch people's intrinsic motivation. If it doesn't strike a chord, we simply can't take it on.
Hearing all the stories of this year's awardees, it really hits a chord with me, and I was wondering what you noticed about the nominees.
Never ceases to amaze me how diverse the projects are, and that's the beauty of facilitation. You can use it in any context to help people make the changes that they want to see in the world.
Oh, Julia, we can't wait to pull back the curtain on all these stories.
But first, let's take a moment to connect.
Right. Indeed. Let's have a breakout. Always put an icebreaker in the first 5 minutes.
In a moment, you'll find yourself in a breakout room with a couple of other people for 5 minutes. Just enough time to talk about what brought you here. Why is that important to you? Just follow the instructions on the screen to join a breakout room. See you back in 5 minutes.
Rassure-toi, rassure-toi, rassure-toi. Rassure-toi, mais surtout rassure-moi. Ouais, rassure-toi, mais surtout rassure-moi. Ouais, rassure-moi.
Merci beaucoup. We all need some reassurance sometime.
And we are so glad that you are here, along with peers from around the world. And thanks to our partners at HouseBase, we're all here together on the HouseBase platform. On the tabs above, you can see icebreaker surveys, awardee cases, other assets you can share on social media.
And if you're also loving the HouseSpace platform, you can use HouseSpace Free to test it out with your groups.
Thank you, HouseSpace, for enabling great facilitation.
You may be wondering what we have in store for you. Well, the agenda is on Housebase tab 1, but let me tell you. 3 sets of awardees in categories Silver, Gold and Platinum, 2 awardee interviews, and lots of awardee perspectives on questions you raised. Not to mention 2 more mini breakouts. To get us started, here are some of our awardees talking about the value facilitation brings to their organizations.
Facilitation allowed me to step away from my traditional leadership role and to participate with my stakeholders and peers as an equal in the development of our strategic and operational plan.
The value that the facilitation brought to us was really harnessing our team and enabling our team to collaborate more effectively. In my experience, when we've done that without facilitation, it can take much longer. So it enabled us to move more quickly. It enabled us to come to solutions in shorter time frames. So it was much more efficient.
Communicating is not that natural for us. Of course we communicate, but we're maybe naturally shy people and not such extrovert type of people. So facilitation was good in that sense because it enhanced everything basically. It was a good process and we enjoyed the results afterwards.
For us, it was very valuable to work with a professional facilitator through all the stages of the workshop series, from planning and design all the way through implementation, especially because our facilitator brought in his ideas and experiences regarding interactive formats and useful session structures. And that was a very good complement to what our colleagues brought in terms of content.
Facilitation really helped to create an engaging and inspiring event, and that left people with positive spirits, positive outcomes, even beyond the actual workshops.
开始的时候，我们整个会场是非常冷漠的，但是我们的会议技术是让大家能够立即打破原有的僵持，加入到探讨当中，并且可以激发互相之间的一个思考。那同时呢，它又是作为一个非常有用的一个收敛的工具，让大家的很多的意见能够迅速的统一，并且达成共识。
My day revolves around being a facilitator. That is what I do. But it's difficult to facilitate within that group setting when I don't want to be seen as directing or guiding. I want it to be a collective ground root effort from the beginning to say, as a collective group, what did we do? So facilitation allowed us that opportunity for myself and my admin team to be working together with our entire staff and have that group effort.
Facilitation brings to our organization values of respect, trust, listening, and empathy. People need to trust each other that we are facing the same challenge and wanting to find the common solutions.
Facilitation was key to achieving our objectives. We wanted our partners to create connections and interact with each other, but also create a safe and trusting space for meaningful conversations, for extraordinary conversations. We also wanted to further consolidate our alliance of partners. And through the facilitation techniques used, we were able to achieve all that.
So the value is clear, but what does it take to get an IAF Facilitation Impact Award? Well, you have to demonstrate impact and how facilitation was used to deliver that impact.
That's right, Jeffer. It takes more than facilitating good workshops. Our awardees also need to show how those facilitated events help the organization realize the change it wanted to see.
You can see more about the process for nominating for an award in the video above from Julia Donahue.
Nominations are evaluated in anonymous peer reviews and ranked in a point system, resulting in the 3 award levels: Silver, Gold, and Platinum.
For each level, we've selected a guest to present the awards. And we got a postcard from one in Ottawa.
Who's this from, Jeffa?
Let me give you a little hint. She's into change, very inclusive, super positive energy.
I think I know it's Manal. Manal Syed.
Hi, Manal.
Hi, Jeffer. Hi, Farah.
Manal, you're relatively new to facilitation, but you've really been making your mark, and we're curious, what attracted you to work as a facilitator?
My background is in change management, and what I appreciate about facilitation is its inclusive and very participatory approach, and including all those who are impacted by the decision in the decision-making process.
Right, and we've got a lot of examples of inclusion and participatory decisions in these awardees. How does it feel to be offering these awards?
I feel very honored to be presenting these awards, and just seeing some of the stories and some of the projects folks have been working on has been very inspiring.
So tell us, who will receive the first Silver Award?
So our first Silver Award goes to FOS Feminista in the United States of America. Congratulations to Betsy Uribe, Associate Director, for using facilitation to create an open and safe space for Alliance partners to share, connect, and build relationships. Congratulations also to the facilitators Brian Torello, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator from Lizard Brain, Sarah Estelle from Wow Moments, and last but not least, Heather Martinez from Let's Letter Together. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is so exciting. We were not expecting to win. We were hoping to. And thank you to our partners all across the globe, and particularly working so hard every day to advance sexual and reproductive health and rights and justice for women, girls, and gender diverse people. Thank you so much.
Thank you for building solidarity through your platform and projects. Over to you, Manal.
Our next Silver Award goes to City of Rama in Finland. Congratulations to Sari Salo, Director of Corporate Services, for using facilitation to tap into the wisdom of stakeholders and create shared ownership to implement a new strategy for the organization. Congratulations also to the facilitator Mariami Sipanonen Damonte, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator Master from Zipirio Hoy. Congratulations to all involved.
Yes! Thank you. We are happy and excited about this achievement within our organization, and we have exceptional leaders, and we thank them also. We had a great team, and it was a great process.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's great to see entire cities adopt a facilitative approach.
Our next Silver Award goes to Korea Road Traffic Authority in the Republic of Korea. Congratulations to Kyum Suk Jong, Senior Manager of Education Management, for using facilitation to redesign a training program for reducing repeat drunk driving offenses. Congratulations also to the facilitator Soon Kyo Hong, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator from In People Consulting. Amazing. Congratulations to you all.
Educating and re-educating, facilitation makes such a difference. Now tell us, the final Silver Award?
Our last, but definitely not least, Silver Award goes to Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit, GIZ, in Germany. Congratulations to Jan Philipp Lorenat, Advisor, for using facilitation to support the design and implementation of the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration project. Congratulations also to the facilitator Jost H. Wagner, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator Master from the Change Initiative. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. We're very proud about this award. It really honors the great teamwork between our facilitator, Jost Wagner from the Change Initiative, and my colleagues Lena and Linus, who unfortunately can't be here with us today, and myself from GIZ.
And it also goes out to all the fantastic people who participated in the Restoration Academy, who do amazing work to safeguard our ecosystems worldwide, and who were open to experience new and innovative, engaging ways of facilitation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bravo to the GIZ team. We are big fans of your work. Thank you, Manal, and bye for now.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, Manal. You may be lucky to find Manal in a breakout later. But first, a special addition to the program.
We've invited Valerie Arnold, senior moderator at Harvard Business Publishing, to interview one of our awardees that we feel is symbolic of a lot of issues many of us have been facing the past couple of years. Valerie, are you there?
Hi, yes, I am indeed. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Farah. Lovely to be with you today.
Valerie, you've been speaking with Yi-Ping Lee, the chat program lead from the Institute of Mental Health in Singapore.
Yi-Ping, thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, Valerie. Thanks for having me.
How about you start by telling us a little bit about your organization for the audience today?
Chat is started in 2009, and currently our vision is to lead the transformation of mental health care and support for young people in Singapore. And one of our hallmark service would be a national assessment and outreach service for youth and young adults aged 16 to 30 years old, so that they get timely and appropriate mental health support in their journey towards better health.
I have to ask, because it's a hot topic, mental health, especially since COVID. Has COVID changed the way you work in any way, or has it increased the number of beneficiaries that you have?
Definitely. With COVID, the challenges it brought us is in terms of how we can still provide that timely and appropriate care to our young people when physical meetups were not possible because of many safety measures being put in place. One of the blessings in disguise that COVID has brought is that it has brought to the attention of many this very important topic of mental health. There's been a lot more attention now and a lot of resources being pumped into the area of mental health in general, and also specifically to youth mental health.
You're mentioning young people, and I've read some really amazing feedback and comments from some of them. How did that feel?
It's very touching and very heartwarming, to be honest, to hear those feedback. To me and my team members, young people's positive feedback is a huge testament that our efforts are in the right direction, because ultimately CHAT is a youth mental health service, and we realized that in order for our service to be relevant to young people and to be youth friendly, professionals cannot be the only one to lead the direction. And so it's important that we hear young people's voice, we implement things that we hear are important to them, and ultimately to get their feedback that what we've tried is in the right direction.
How does it impact them, the work you do?
I think a lot of young people are at a developmental phase where they want to make sense of what's going on. They want to look competent to others. And so there is that fear of being judged in a negative way, whether it's by their parents, friends, or perhaps other significant others in their lives. And because of this, they struggle with finding people they can trust to share or what's challenging for them. And I think the work that we do allows them to feel safe to share without being judged. And at the end of the session, they didn't feel compelled to take up any resources or advice that we've given them. Instead, they were given time to maybe just step out of the session, go home, think about it, and when the time is right for them, they can contact us again to kickstart the next process, which might be to get professional help or maybe to get some other resources.
That makes me think of the way you come across. And I'm thinking there seems to be a natural facilitative leadership style to you. How does that impact the way you lead?
Thanks for noticing that, Valerie. So in CHAT, my role is not just about leading the team. I am also a clinical worker doing the mental health assessment myself. I am a trainer, and I train young people and social service agencies, professionals to do mental health work and support. I think I really like the adult learning principles and a little bit of my own therapy background as well. There's this belief that people are competent, people want to be their best version, people want to contribute to their community, and people are capable of making wise decisions. And the idea of a growth mindset, that if we want to work on this complex issue, is not about my idea or your idea, but it's about really listening to what each of us see from our own angles, and then trying to piece together a bigger image that makes sense for everyone. So I think because of the multiple hats that I wear and kind of alignment of values with every hat that I have to wear, it kind of then naturally, I think, brings out this leadership that you talk about, right? This leadership style that's kind of naturally facilitating in its way.
You've just beautifully illustrated what facilitation is. If you look back at the project, what would you say was the value added of facilitation?
For me, I feel the value of facilitation was that it enabled different voices of various team members, regardless of how many years they have been in a team. I think it allowed those voices to emerge, and it also allowed everyone who were in the process to really come together. And something else which I want to add on is that level of bonding that we all have at the end of the conversation. I mean, this is not like going on a trip together or playing a game, but it's interesting how just coming together, discussing serious things in a safe space, being respected for what each of us have to say, what emerged is that bond that I'm not the only one who felt it, but even new members felt it, and they expressed being thankful that they are part of the team.
In terms of facilitation, what does the future hold now?
The current youth mental health landscape that we experience is still changing quite a fair bit. Yet the clarity that we've achieved from the facilitation in terms of our vision for chat and the missions that we set out to do helps us stay grounded and serves as a very useful compass or a lighthouse that guides us towards the direction that we feel is important that we head towards.
Wonderful. So thank you for that, because it's quite beautiful to hear about.
Thank you for your affirmation, Valerie.
Thank you, Yiping, for giving us all a lot to reflect on. It sounds like a very healthy client-facilitator relationship. It makes me think, are there any surprises in working with a facilitator? Well, that's a question we asked some of our other awardees.
The level of detail was what surprised me the most. Each level of the design of the process was meticulous and allowed us to come out of this process with an outstanding plan that's easily operationalized.
This intentionality in crafting the design patterns of inclusion, of safe space, of collaboration, of collective care were critical in conveying the message effectively. I never thought that this was so important. And I see this as the architectural design that guides all the rest. And because we put so much time into this stage, we were able to put together what came next very quickly, including the technology that we needed to use to achieve our goals.
Our facilitator, Just Wagner, was introducing these little marbles as knowledge tokens that our participants could use to express respect and gratitude towards one another for good conversations they had, for inspirations they got from each other. And that really created a very nice atmosphere, these little marbles.
Facilitators are able to break down the issue into pieces so that people can start talking. We didn't expect people to be so easily starting to be talking about an issue which may not be too related to their daily situation. And facilitators are able to bring out the energy and people can express themselves without barriers.
What was a surprise for us was that facilitation really isn't only about keeping the schedule, keeping the time, introducing the next speaker, but really looking at every single participant, at every single speaker, their experiences, their needs, what they would like to share, and putting them in the focus and making them feel comfortable to join the event and to share their knowledge.
Facilitation is really a skill. It's not something that happens on its own. It was surprising that facilitation is an actual skill. It takes refinement of this skill, and having a professional facilitator makes collaborative problem solving much more efficient.
Yeah, so surprises, trust the process, contracting.
Trusting the wisdom of the group.
Letting the group decide.
Yeah. Facilitator versus sponsor.
These are all really important things, probably things you might want to talk about, but before we have a breakout to talk about them, guess what? I got another postcard.
Where's this from?
Hong Kong this time. Can you guess who it's from? Well, exec coach mostly, facilitates a lot for charities. Very powerful voice. Colorful.
Rainbow.
You've got it. Let's go to Hong Kong.
Hi, Jeffa. Hi, Farah. How are you?
We are so pleased to have you here to present the Gold Awards. Rainbow, how are you feeling about these awards?
I'm really honored to be one of the presenters to present these awards.
Tell us, who is getting the first Gold Facilitation Impact Award?
Our first Gold Award goes to Mackenzie Investments in Canada. Congratulations to Michelle Fox for using facilitation to leverage experience and wisdom of the teams to develop innovative solutions to complex problems. Congratulations also to the facilitators, Mara Finn, an IAF certified professional facilitator from IGM Financial, and Fat Khan from Milesprint. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is such a wonderful honor. I'm so pleased for our team. And I just want to recognize Fad and Mara for their excellent support and work. Thank you.
Brilliant to see how facilitation brings out creativity. Back to you, Rainbow.
Our next Gold Award goes to Shanghai Pudong Association of Social Work in China. Congratulations to Ru Yihu, Association Executive Secretary, for empowering social workers and frontline community staff to use facilitation to support participatory governance and resident autonomy in communities. Congratulations also to the facilitators from Todd Expert Consulting. Lu Cheng, Xiao Sheng, an IAF certified professional facilitator, Wai Chiu Peng and Jie Cheng, and the facilitators from the Shanghai Pudong Association of Social Work, Chu Jiu Liu, Yang Qian, and Jing Liu. Congratulations to all of you.
谢谢，我是上海市浦东新区社会工作协会的胡如意，在我的身边是我们的合作伙伴 TOD 咨询，跟大家打招呼。
大家好，我是来自 TOD 咨询的 Lucy， 非常感谢大家，谢谢。
Great example of empowerment and participation in China. Now, Rainbow, who will be getting the final Gold Award?
And our last Gold Award goes to Carbon Care InnoLab Limited in Hong Kong. Congratulations to Zhong Chanyao, co-founder and CEO, for using facilitated dialogue to raise awareness of the impact of climate change on vulnerable groups and mobilizing action. Congratulations also to the facilitators, Terry Leung, Alisa Tong, and the team of facilitators from Carbon Care InnoLab Limited, and Lillian Wang, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator Master from R4. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much. This award means a lot to our team. It also means a lot to our effort to address climate change.
Lots to talk about in Hong Kong and the world over. Rainbow, would you also join us for a breakout?
Yes, of course.
In a moment, you will find yourself in a breakout room with a couple of other people, again for 5 minutes.
In the breakout rooms, we're going to invite you to share what have you been appreciating so far.
Follow the instructions on the screen to join a breakout room. See you back in 5 minutes.
Le perfectionniste sait pertinemment ce qu'il veut mais persiste à prendre son temps, toujours une petite retouche, une petite patte de mouche. Il préfère reporter et ne pas se presser, car il peut toujours faire mieux.
It's called The Perfectionist, something maybe some of you know something about.
We have seen many of our members stepping up for issues they believe in. And while a key aspect of facilitation is being neutral, climate change has made all of us stop and think about our role. Valerie, are you there?
Hi, Jeffrey and Farah.
We would like to spotlight a project that shows how facilitation can make a huge difference in collective action.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey and Farah. Patrick, welcome.
Yes, hi. Glad to be with you.
Congratulations on the awards.
Thank you very much.
I would love to hear from you in terms of what your role is and what the organization is doing.
I think I'd just like to share with you, Valerie, kind of the origin story. And that is really going back to 2016, where there was around 150 plus leaders coming together. And that's when I and my colleagues, fellow facilitators, got to know about how critical the global commons are to the survival of our species. And the Alliance was then really founded because as humanity, we need to find a way to safeguard those commons. Those commons are the systems that maintain the stability of the Earth. Translating that, they create the conditions so we actually can live on this planet. And those are, for example, freshwater networks, the Arctic ice sheets, the ocean currents, the Amazon. And the problem is they're breaking down. So they are stopping to provide that kind of stability we need in order to be able to live on this planet. And therefore, we're on this path of creating large parts of the planet uninhabitable for many of us, and actually already in the near time horizon. So we're talking 20 to 30 years. I think what's really special about the Commons, Valerie, is that no one is in charge, right? It kind of requires us as humanity to come together and cooperate at an unimaginable level. We never had to do that before, across leaders, sectors, cultures, continents, different value systems. And so that's the context within which, of course, the facilitation plays this very critical role.
I hear the messy beginnings. How did you know that it was working?
This week was Climate Week in New York. I stayed home. Everyone else was in New York. And I was watching the social media channels. And it was just exploding. And I saw all the people we worked with, getting the headlines, being interviewed, showcasing what they were doing, while I was just, getting on my bike and doing my usual daily ride. So it's quite magic. And I'm telling you that my co-founders and facilitators, we were on the chat in disbelief. We just felt so humbled by the fact that all these leaders are out there, serving the global commons, and all we did was just watch it.
It's beautiful. You must be proud. What is different when a conversation is facilitated?
Probably it's care. You just got to be able to really love your fellow humans. You got to really believe that there's good in each one of us. It's so essential because you're holding the space for everyone, right? If you doubt the group, if you doubt individuals in that group, you doubt that they actually can deliver, then you start doubting the process. The moment you start doubting what you know, which is really facilitating a process that'll get us to the end, then you're in deep trouble. Then it's not like you lose the ground under your feet. And so just having that kind of love for everyone that's coming in and treating them the same, no matter who they are, where they come from, what title they have, what accomplishments they made, just give them the power to do what needs to get done and hold the space for them to do the brave thing. I think that requires a deep belief that we as humanity, we can get this. We can deal with the kind of challenges that we're facing at unprecedented.
How do you tell a leader that, facilitation is worse than money, basically?
My advice to leaders is to really stand up for the importance of facilitation. They really should give facilitation the role it deserves, because it's really, in this case that we're talking about, it is the difference that can make the difference. And I think there's a mindset shift here. Like, facilitation is the process. It is not part of the process. It is the strategy, not part of a strategy. And I just feel kind of acknowledging that, what facilitation can do, and giving it the space it deserves, I think would go a long way for leaders. I think often what happens or gets leaders that are very good at leading institutions is it gets them into trouble when they feel like, I do content and process, and I got process. Versus, there's folks in my community that do this for 30 years. They do it every day, right? It's their profession. And there's something about facilitation that you have to know, you have to learn. And I would just say to leaders, trust them, bring them on your team, because you'll benefit tremendously.
Before we conclude, is there anything that you think should still be shared to the people watching us today?
I think facilitation as leadership is a role where you're just mostly quiet. You just make sure the group doesn't fall over the guardrails. But just being quiet, listening, asking the tough questions, and looking out for the good for the group, it just does require restraining your own personal ego. Yeah.
Patrick, thank you so much. Congratulations again on the award, to be shared with the whole team. Thanks a lot for being with us today.
Thank you very much, Valerie.
Very impressive.
Very impressive indeed. And moving right along, look what we got from Bangkok.
Who do we know in Bangkok?
Well, she's coming out of corporate HR, famous for her facilitation skills training. She started the Thai chapter of IAF just a few months back.
It must be our friend Pat.
Indeed. Hi, Pat.
Hello, Jeff. Nice to see you.
Thank you for joining us. We are so excited to hear about what you are doing for facilitation in Thailand.
Wow, I'm very excited too.
So do tell us, who will be receiving our first Platinum Award?
Our first Platinum Award goes to Speed Skating Canada. Congratulations. Congratulations to Nicole Espranon, Director of Business and Member Development, for using facilitations to develop a clear strategic and operational plan to provide an ambitious roadmap for the organization. Also, congratulations to the facilitators, Nora Chef, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator Master from Chef Consulting, and Megan Foster. Congratulations.
Very impressive.
Well, thank you very much. We're very pleased to have won this prestigious award. I want to thank Nora Chef for guiding us through this process, as well as all the individuals involved in the development of this plan, our staff, boards, other stakeholders, partners. This plan is going to guide us through to the 2026 Olympics, where we're going to have great success.
Our next Platinum Award goes to Oxford Property Alberta Retail Group in Canada. Congratulations to Susan Levy, Director, for using facilitations to identify and implement strategic opportunities to meet business growth priorities. Congratulations also to the facilitators from Traction Strategy, Tamara Eberer, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator Master, and Shauna Eberer. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you very much from the Traction team and the Oxford Properties Alberta Retail Group, all of us here in Canada. Thank you very much.
Brilliant to see Oxford Properties getting another award this year. Bravo to Susan, Tamara, Shauna. Over to you, Pat.
And the next Platinum Award goes to, I'm excited, Grand Prairie Composite High School in Canada. Congratulations to Dennis Weboda, Principal, for using facilitation to strengthen staff engagement through collaborative visioning. Congratulations also to the facilitator, Trina McCorrell, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator from Hello Courage. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you very much. We're very proud and honored to have this opportunity to accept the award. Daily we work with students, igniting potential, and we're so very proud. Thank you.
It takes courage to be a teacher and to rethink education. Thank you. Now back to Bangkok.
And the next Platinum Award goes to Global Commons Alliance in the United States of America. Congratulations. Congratulations to Patrick Frick, GCA Global Coordinator, for using facilitations to collaboratively build the Global Commons Alliance. Congratulations also to the facilitators and Gregorix from Matter Group, Hilda Reitning, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator from Matter Group, and Mike Fleisch from DPICT. Congratulations.
Thanks so much for the award. I mean, I'm so thrilled that you acknowledge the work of the Global Commons Alliance and the impact it has on the world. I just want to dedicate it really to everyone who's leaned in and collaborated towards making all of us better stewards of the Global Commons. Thank you.
Incredible mobilization here. True facilitation in action. Thank you, Patrick, for taking the time to speak with us earlier. Now, you may have guessed our last award.
And my last Platinum Award goes to the Institute of Mental Health in Singapore. Congratulations. Congratulations to Lee Yiping, Chat Program Lead, for using facilitations to better align strategies and transforming mental health support for youth and young adults in Singapore. Congratulations also to the facilitators, Lo Tek Kwang, an IAF Certified Professional Facilitator Master from Pareto Solutions, and Joro Wong from UPA Consulting. Big congratulations to you all. See you in the breakout.
Congratulations. We are so impressed to see what you're doing for young people.
And in a moment, we will have our last breakout. But first, we'd like to hear from some of our other awardees talk about the impressions they now have about facilitation.
I was very surprised at how efficiently and effectively we went through the process with using a facilitator. It was well worth the investment, and we would do it again for our next plan.
We say that this event was the beginning of an ongoing conversation, and because of the facilitation techniques used and that we will continue to use, we will be able to have to consolidate those partnerships even further, having other meaningful conversation, other spaces for collective care and knowledge sharing. And facilitation made all that happen.
I feel very lucky that we have strong facilitation support within our organization that I can rely on to help us when we need to solve complex business challenges.
I would say utilize facilitation as a powerful tool to gather different individuals together in a safe and encouraging environment to co-create innovative practices and ensuring long-lasting and positive impacts, because that's what happened when we used facilitation to build our city of Rauma.
I would say going through this process and using a facilitator in the way that we did has had two main changes. Within our staff structure itself and the way we use our meetings is one aspect, but as teachers, we're all facilitators. And it really allowed us to then think, well, how can we transfer that knowledge into not only my work as a principal, but also as a teacher or a non-instructional staff member. You all are facilitators in your own way, in your environment. And that's something that really, I think, was a kind of an eye-opening experience when you go through this process for myself and the staff as well.
So facilitation is so much more than only moderating an event. It's really a co-creative process all the way from planning and design through to actual implementation. I think going forward, I would not want to miss working with a facilitator on the next workshop series. It has been very helpful.
I think facilitation can help to create a different type of learning. Learning that helps us to understand complexity, which is very much important to tackle future issues like climate change, like biodiversity loss. Learning together, not only presenting some topics and contents, but really making the topic important for each participant and their interests and their experiences.
I think facilitation is a very important process, and it should be learned by everybody. It's a common way of relating to each other, especially for those who have different perspectives and dimensions. Facilitation can actually be applied to almost every facet of human life, from very micro personal relations to very macro global issues.
That's a lot of food for thought.
Jeffa, wouldn't it be nice to share our insights now?
Now we do have an opportunity to discuss your thoughts together in a breakout. You're going to follow the instructions on the screen, and we'll see you back here in 5 minutes.
Mais finalement la sélection est quelque peu aléatoire. Ce choix-ci est-il le bon? Quel est le but de cette histoire? On en oublierait les hamsters, les campagnols et puis les autres aussi, qui ont nourri la théorie d'un amour qui serait logique. Mon détecteur hormonal, lui, est perturbé, c'est bien normal aussi. Peut-être attiré sans raison, juste parce que tu m'as dit non. Et oui.
Merci beaucoup.
Welcome back, and glad to overhear all those conversations and the insights flowing. Congratulations to all of our awardees. And I'd also like to say a special thanks to Julia Donahue, as none of this would be possible without her tireless dedication. Julia, over to you.
Thank you, Jeffa, Farah, Manel, Rainbow and Pat for hosting such a great ceremony. And thank you to our members who volunteered to evaluate nominations this year. It's been a real pleasure to see the spotlight on our awardees, talented people who are making things better through facilitation. I hope that some of you joining us today are inspired to share your Facilitation Has Impact story by nominating next year.
Thank you, Julia. And also to our production team, our film team, our sound team, our social media team.
Special thanks to Valerie and her interviewees, Yiping and Patrick, and their teams.
If you've loved this, or if you're just really into feedback, you can scroll over and click on the feedback button. You know we'd love to hear from you.
It has been precious and special. Thank you.
And special thanks to our musicians, Valia Bateleur. It's another example, and so clear that we are better together. If we could ask you one last song.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. I say, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. I say, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, all the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. I say, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. I say, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. I say, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by